In the 2 years you were assigned to family court, did you have chronic problems in filing and making timely rulings?
Mike, in light of the caseload that I had in family court, where I had almost 700 hearings and trials in my first year, 2017, in family court, and almost 1,000 trials and hearings in family court in 2018, I tried my hardest. I put forth all the effort. I worked late nights, I worked weekends in order to meet the needs of the families here in this community. In addition, I was also hearing thousands of child support and domestic violence cases at the same time. There are some of the orders that I really would have liked to have gotten out in a 30-day time period, because I know the families needed it, and I do this work for the families of this community, but in light of the load that we had, I really did the best I can and put forth all the effort that I could.
Were you ever overwhelmed by your caseload during that first year when judges are learning about the demands of a place like family court?
Honestly, yes. I will be very transparent. Learning how to manage the calendar, trying to stick to my commitment to whatever lawyers and parties gave to me when it came to boxes of evidence, binders of case law. I was committed to really being knowledgeable and fair and reading that. I didn't believe that folks should come in having paid a lot to lawyers to gather evidence and gather case law, and then I just make a ruling without looking at any of it. And so I took those cases under advisement, and I spent the time to read the cases, to do my own research, to look at all the evidence, binders upon binders of evidence, to look at that and really make decisions that were based upon the law and the facts before me. So there were times I did get overwhelmed. There were times when we started for weeks on end at 8:30 in the morning and worked through lunch. We would stay, my clerk and I, along with the deputy sheriff, until 6 o'clock at night, trying to get through everything, having the hearings, and then I had to leave and go and make the decisions and read all the evidence.
In 2018, you were the subject of or you received an order from the Court of Appeals to rule in a case, a very rare writ of mandamus. And later that year, you were transferred to juvenile court. Was there any connection between receiving that order from the appeals court and your transfer into a new division of the district court?
As far as I know, there was not. Back in February of 2018, we knew at that point, I had fair indication that Judge Lou Trosh would be leaving the juvenile court, going to Superior Court, which is what happened. And so at that time, Judge Miller started thinking about who would come into to juvenile court. One of the things that everyone knows about me is I have a passion for children. I've been serving children here for 18 years, the entire time I've been in Charlotte. And so one of the conversations was, who's going to go to juvenile court? And I raised my hand because although it is tough work, it is difficult dealing with the needs of our children in foster care. It is something I wanted to tackle. And so we started those conversations and kind of made the decision way back in February 2018 and started transitioning, getting me ready to transition by making sure that by the time I left family court, I already completed half of the coursework to go ahead and get certified in juvenile law, which I did halfway through my first year in juvenile court.
Last question. As far as you know, are you under any investigation for your professional performance as a judge?
As far as I know, I am not.
Okay.
Thank you.